Hey folks, I'm Ben MacLean, your Go West Comedy co-host. I have some bad news, and that is our show on Wednesday, June 8th is the last show before the summer break.
No.
But I do have amazing news, and that is we have as our headliner the incredible Freddi Gralle. Hello, Freddi.
Hello, Ben.
It's time for the quick-fire interview, which means I'm just going to send some questions Freddi's way. She has no idea what they are. Off we go. We are especially excited to have you because you are going to be previewing your Edinburgh Fringe solo show, Church Girl Interrupted. Why did you decide that now is the good time for your solo show?
I've been doing comedy for 7 years now, and I felt like I've talked a lot about my faith, and maybe I want to move on to other topics, but I wanted to tie a bow around it and just tell that whole story from beginning to finish. So I wanted to do a show just about my path with that, faith and then dating, God and sex.
You do talk a lot about your Christian upbringing, which is a very typical background for a lot of comedians. Is there anything in the Bible that you find especially funny?
Funny as in tragedy is really funny
Whatever you want.
There's so many outrageous stories that are just told kind of en passant, it's just oh yeah, and then the wedding night the father puts the ugly sister in the bedroom with the groom, and you're like, what? Did I read that right? And it's just it's all great stand-up material, So I think it's more like the outrageousness of human condition or something. It's just it's always been there, And it's like the bad stories make the best stand-up, maybe, or
And I always love when people are like, oh, it's just because it's been translated so many times. I'm like, no, I'm not sure. I think that story is a little bit
wild stuff going on.
With all due respect to Christians, with all due respect, this is a question that's not particularly comedy related. I myself am looking forward to a relatively normal Berlin summer. I'm calling it my hot monkeypox summer.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you especially like about Berlin in the summertime?
People are just obviously in a good mood. I love going out roller skating because I just discovered it. I'm in my 40s now. It's a good last time to
break a leg?
Break a leg and try and be sexy while working out. So I really enjoy that, and I don't want a rainy summer. Yeah. I don't want today it's really windy. It's really inconsistent. I just want a stable, my relationships. I want a stable, solid, not too hot, not too cold, just a really nice, yummy summer.
I don't want to break it to you, but I think your list of demands is a bit unrealistic for this city. But okay, we are a comedy show run in Germany's oldest LGBTQIA plus venue, but we're kind of special with our format because we like to bring even straight men there to perform.
Oh my God.
Oh my God! And during the pandemic, you had an interesting project because you did a podcast called Ifaku Masculine, where you were speaking with men about masculinity.
Yeah.
Is there one positive takeaway you had about masculinity that surprised you?
I think what surprised me the most is whenever I told men about the idea for the podcast, almost every man was like, oh, I'd love to be interviewed for this. So I felt that there was a big need or desire for men to talk about their own experience, which is also the reason that I made the podcast, because I felt that we're talking a lot about women, and I am a woman, so I'm not I don't have to talk about it endlessly because I know the experience.
Enough already, yeah.
And just I think the men that I interviewed, there was a real desire to be vulnerable and to really practice the being introspective and self-aware, and so I think there was a joy to talk about, which was really fun, obviously, as an interviewer.
Because for the men out there, self-awareness is sexy.
It is.
You can check out that podcast as well on all the usual platforms.
Yeah, it's linked on my Instagram.
Comedians in Berlin have a lot of other talents often, right? And you yourself, you are not just doing stand-up, but you're also a screenwriter, and you've done acting in different TV shows. You've done writing for different TV shows as well.
Yeah, a little bit of sketch acting, which is fun. I mean, as a performer, we tell stories. There's timing involved, so I feel like it's not that far away from doing stand-up.
Are there any side projects you want to tell us about, things that are coming up or anything?
I have gotten a development deal for a TV show that I made up in my own mind.
Wow, that's incredible.
So, I mean, it's always a super long journey with TV, but I am excited if that ever happens.
You're hearing it first here, people. We At Aha for Go West, we have a very expansive backstage area, which we don't show just anybody because it's too opulent and we don't want people to know. Seeing as you're doing all the big shows, all the big venues in Germany now, what is on your rider? What should be on your rider? What do you absolutely need as a VIP comedian backstage?
What I really like is a cold but stale glass of Coca-Cola because I need the caffeine, especially when I'm doing the longer show. Yeah. But you can't have the burps because I've had it so many times and it looks very unprofessional. I mean, you can make a joke about it, but really you want to be cool. So that's like a big deal. And I do like a good snack. I don't mind a sugar rush on top of the Coke. Like I like that. And easy access to bathrooms. That's always like a big deal.
We are going to be doing at Go West as the halftime show a legendary lip sync battle between me and my co-host Simone Hudson.
Can't wait.
If you could lip sync one song, what would it be?
My go-to karaoke song is always Ice Ice Baby, and I always envision it with like male background dancers. That would be amazing, and the lyrics are insane. It's like such a weird song. He's like such a weird person, but I think it's an amazing song. And this is like a life hack because there are a couple of songs at karaoke they will always pick you. I once did it at Moa Park. Okay. Yeah. And because like people don't do hip hop a lot, even though it's like the slowest possible hip hop there is. Yeah. And they will always pick you because they're like impressed that you would even try it. And that's the goal, to be picked. I put up a sign where I wrote the song title. And then he picked me. So I love that song, and maybe like something like really fun like B-52's Love Shack, or just like I really like high energy. I don't like the ballads so much. I think they're harder to do. So I always like, or like Paula Abdul. I did not know that Freddi is also a Mauerpuck legend. So the plot thickens. Fantastic. Well, after you're done headlining, we're going to have you back then sometime maybe for the lip sync experiment. Oh, wow, yes. And we will arrange the backup dancers. That's they have to be like topless. We encourage nudity at Aha. It's not a problem at all. That's it, folks. Oh my God. That's our quickfire interview, and we are so psyched to have this fantastic performer, Freddi Gralle, with us on Wednesday, June 8th. We're also going to have, as I mentioned, I believe he's straight, Nathan Daniel. I don't want to put him in a pigeonhole. He's good. He might be open. He might be open. I don't. He will clarify that for us on June 8th. And we have Nico Vasilevsky, #SexyBear. Oh my God. If ever there was a sexy bear. It is our dear Nico. Get your tickets, gowestcomedy.com. See you on Wednesday, June 8th. Bye.